Hi, Year Sixes. I am Mrs. Lombone, and I'm going to give you an art and design lesson for your taster session. It would be really nice if you were here, to tell you the truth, but it's just nice to be at least be able to send this to you. We've got three art and design teachers, Mrs. Williams, Miss Timney, and myself, and we're all looking forward to seeing you. I've got some pictures just up there to show you what we're going to be doing today, and actually right in the top corner, that one there is Mrs. Timney, so that's really nice to see her as well. So what I'm going to get you to do today is I want you to have a go at doing your portrait, but in a very different way. You'll get taught how to draw portraits in Year 7. So what I want to do is not bother so much with the drawing side, but think about how to be very creative with portraits today. So if it is at all possible, it'll be really good if you got hold of a photograph of yourself. So if you had a photograph of yourself you could use, that would be ideal. And then with the photograph, you would get it photocopied, but you don't have to get it photocopied. You could draw it out yourself as well. So there is lots of options here. So I've got a little photograph of myself, okay? And what I did was I photocopied it. And then what I did with my photocopy, so this is a photocopy of myself, and you can see it's nice and big, got a big copy there. And a bit like Mrs. Timney's, I'm going to cut it out, okay, like that. So I've already got a portrait. There's a few different ways you can do this, like I said. So you can use a photograph and then enlarge it on a photocopier. You could just use a photograph of yourself, or you could, if you wanted to, do an outline of a portrait to draw. You can look at how to draw portraits online. There's lots and lots on YouTube on how to do so, how to do portraits if you wanted to. Otherwise, like the students in school, you would just use yourself. And you can see there's some really nice ones done by students behind me. And that one there is a Year 7 student. Okay, so if you're in school, I would have got you to get a photocopy like I've got here. And then what I get you to do is cut out the head. Okay, so once you've got the head cut out, what we're going to do is stick it onto a normal piece of paper. The normal piece of paper could be any sort of paper, could be photocopying paper. I've got a pad here just because I like using the pad, but it doesn't matter what sort of type of paper. You could even use lined paper, because what we're going to do is put lots of patterns in the background. So even lined paper would do. So it doesn't have to be, you know, drawing paper or anything like that. You will see that I've got a few more students' work that have done the sort of style. Like the ones in the back. So what you're going to do is you're going to have yourself at the front, and then you're going to draw patterns all the way around it. Now, the reason why I've got you to do that is because often in art and design, we look at artists' work. This artist called Hattie Stewart, and this is what she does. She does a lot of her work on the computer. We like to do work on our computers as well, because my subjects are art and design. So graphics and computer graphics is obviously part of that. And lots of people use a combination of their art skills and computer skills at the same time. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your portrait onto a plain piece of paper, or even just the outline of yourself if you wanted to. And then what you're going to do is draw some patterns around. So I'm going to change over to show you what I'm doing with my hands here, so you can see what I'm going to do with the patterns. Okay, so the computer's going to change over to that, so you can see my hand now. So what I'll do is I would stick my picture down, okay, and then I'd think about putting patterns all the way around it. This one, Mrs. Timney's done. Now that is Mrs. Timney again, and you can see the beautiful pattern. She's even done patterns on her hair. She's pulling a tongue. She's put some pictures on her face and even on her t-shirt. So you can use, you might have seen these sort of things, sort of pattern sheets. These are the sort of pattern sheets that people spend time colouring in. They're sometimes very inspirational for people to kind of do swirls and circles and things like that. Okay, but you can add anything you'd like. And you can see on this one, great big flower there, some leaves and that sort of thing. So you can be as expressive as you want to, and you can have yourself all happy and or sad or whatever you like. And again, I'm going to just start off with a pencil, but of course you could use felt tips and color pencils and that sort of thing. But I just want to start off just thinking about some patterns that go around it. If you're struggling with patterns and thinking what patterns am I going to do, it was quite nice just to kind of start off by doodling. Okay, I quite like doodling. If I'm on my phone or etc., I tend to doodle all the time. So sometimes it's just nice to start off by doing swirls and things like that. And then I might think to myself, oh, it'd be really nice to just add a flower here. Okay, anything that you think, oh, I'm not sure about how to draw. Again, there's lots of things on YouTube. Also, like I said, you could look up patterns if you wanted to, if you're not sure about kind of what you want to add with your patterns and things. When it comes to drawing on your actual face, skin, shirt, again, you can do what you like. So, you know, if you wanted to, again, your swirls, etc., could come in here. You can't see it very clearly in the pencil, but I can see it enough that I can draw on top of. Okay, so I might want my swirls to go in and out. I might want my swirls to go through. Again, you could add like a tongue coming down. You could add kind of, you could even add a kind of thought idea coming out of there if you wanted to. So you could add some writing in there if you wanted to. Okay, so what I want you to do is make a portrait that is very vibrant and colourful. I think it's quite nice with this sort of thing as well to kind of give me some indication about your character. Are you very bubbly and lively and colourful? Or are you a person who's quite gloomy in the morning and then is lively in the afternoon? You know, you can think about your colours and patterns and think about how they would actually fit you as a character. Okay, so you can just about see the swirls and things going on there that I've started to draw on. It isn't very clear, but hopefully you'll see it a little bit more when I add my colour. So I'm using colour pencils, but again, you could use anything you like. Pens would be really nice as well. So even if you didn't have any colour pencils, maybe it might be nice just to add pen work. Okay, black and white would be great even. So, you know, you use whatever you've got. You don't have to worry about, oh, am I using the wrong materials? Because what I want you to do is be creative with your ideas. I don't want you to get worried about, oh, am I doing this correctly, etc. I like changing to lots and lots of different colors, but you might not. You might want to just use one, etc. So you use whatever you want to for this so that it looks good for you. Okay, and like I said, in whatever material that you might want to use. All right, so I might get those. I might add light blue around the whole background if I wanted to. Okay, so it's getting more and more colorful as I go along. Okay, and you can do some blending if you wanted to. So if I wanted my flower to be red and then orange and then yellow, I could blend my colors as well. Blending means that they go together so that the red blends into the orange. Okay, so you could add a little bit more detail and things like that if you wanted to. Okay, and like I said, if you're concerned about, oh, I can't think of ideas, my color pencils keep breaking. If you think to yourself, oh, I'm not sure about ideas and stuff, look up things on YouTube or on the internet. You know, you could look up the artist Hattie Stewart. You could do anything like that. You know, look up kind of patterns and designs and add what you wanted to. Okay. Anyway, so you carry on until you're finished. So you've got end up with your picture looking more like that one. And you can see on this one that things like felt tip is useful now and again to make it stand out, particularly when it's actually on the actual character. Okay. And what I want you to do is carry on until the whole picture is beautiful and colourful. So that, Maybe I'll come back to me again. It's a bit like the ones in the background. You can see on this one as well, that person wanted white in the background. Okay, kind of depends. And the other thing is, on this one that Mrs. Timney did the other time, she added some pattern paper. So you could be, you could add to your creation if you wanted to. Also, you can see these people have been put in different places. If you want yourself in the middle, that's nice. If you want yourself in the corner, that's great. Do it as you like. Okay, because that's what we really would like you to do. What we like in art and design is you work in a really individual way, so that you are kind of being happy about expressing what you want to express and doing things differently to everybody else. Because in the design world, of course, you want to have different design work, so it all looks different really, and it catches people's eyes and is exciting. So what I would like you to do, if it's at all possible, is to have a go at your portrait. But like I said, there's lots of different ways of doing it. So don't worry if you can't print out a picture of yourself or cut out a picture of yourself, or don't worry if you have got lined paper, or don't worry if you haven't got colour pencils. What I'd like you to do is to just have a go at least of thinking about how you would do a self-portrait with lots of patterns and colours around it in the style of Hattie Stewart. Okay, all right, and you can see Hattie Stewart sometimes has a person more full or just a head, etc. So again, you do it the way that you can. If you don't have a portrait of yourself at all, again, you could just draw out the outline. So you could just draw out the outline of where you would go and then put in all the patterns in the background. I really don't mind. That would be great. Okay. Other than that, you have art and design once a week. You have 3 big classrooms that you might be in. They're all on the bottom floor, which is really nice. They're about the first classrooms you get to. They're actually called AO1, AO2 and AO3. So they're the first classrooms in the school. So you won't have any problems with not sure of where to go for your art and design lesson. The school is quite well designed for that as well. You'll find it quite easy to find your way around, so do not panic about anything like that. Okay. The lessons that you have in art and design are 55 minutes long, and you have it once a week, which is great. Okay, we've got big classrooms. We do lots of different work. The other work behind me is some of the GCSE work. We do 3D work, that means clay and paper mache. We look at tone and colour work in Year 7 and portraits. And you do lots of different paintings, so you'll look at watercolours and poster paints, and you will work in pen and pencil, learning how to make things look 3-dimensional. Like the painting of the apples behind me, that's a painting of an apples behind me. You will have a go at doing all of that work as well. You will also look at how to do some computer graphics too. Like I said, that's important. And you'll look at things like lettering as well, typography, which is the art of writing. So all of that aspect is part of our subject. It's a very, very wide area, art and design. Art and design is important for lots and lots of different things. So you have things like interior design and fashion, product design, computer graphics, film industry, all the beauty industries like hair and nails and things like that, as well as things like fine art, drawing and painting. We've got lots of things like the 3 dimensions, ceramics, paper mache and things. They're particularly useful for people who like to go off to do kind of games design and things for movies, etc. My students find that very useful if they go to do those sort of courses at university. So it's a very, very wide subject. And we hope that you will learn how to present your ideas much better to the public, because of course we have to do that all the time these days, and have a really good idea about things like how to get across an idea, like you being a bonny, happy person, if that's the portrait you're producing today. So if you can have a go, me or Mrs. Timney or Mrs. William will be delighted to see your work when you got back. You don't have to bring it in if you're shy or you don't feel like you want to. Don't worry, we're not going to say, right, get out and show your work. Okay, this session is for you to enjoy, not to you to be worried about. Okay, so if you want to bring your work and show it next term, that'd be great. But if you didn't want to, don't worry about it. All right, so hope you enjoy our task. I'm really looking forward to seeing you next term, okay, in September, which actually isn't that far away now, which is great. All right, so bye-bye, and hopefully I will be teaching you, but otherwise the other teachers are lovely as well. See ya.